Welcome back. This is part 2 of today's revision class. So, we will continue from the session 3, that is methods of communication. So, we have three different ways to classify the communication. On the basis of channel we are using, on the basis of that we will be classifying our communication. On the basis of direction, okay, and on the basis of means we will be classifying the communication on three bases. So let us start from the very first. On the basis of the channel we are using, the communication can be classified as formal and informal communication. Okay, the formal communication actually it will be acceptable in an organization only. You have to, when we are working in an organization, we have to be formal. Okay, and this type of communication is also known as business communication or corporate communication. Okay, so when we are working in a communication organization, we will have to attend meetings, conferences. For that, time is fixed, you cannot change the time. The place is also fixed. So this type of communication which is rigid in nature and that is meant for official approach only, that will be known as formal communication. What is informal communication? Informal communication actually, when you are meeting your friends or family members, then you don't have to be formal. There is no rigidity, there is no guideline, there is no restriction of time and place. You can decide your time and place yourself. You can talk with them online, or you can have a telephonic conversation with them. So there is no rigidity. Such type of communication will be known as informal communication. So on the basis of second basis, what is it? On the basis of direction, how we can classify our communication? It is first is the upward communication. Means when the lower class employees, they are talking to the upper class employees, then we can say the communication is upward communication. So benefits what you will obtain: if the lower class employee is able to communicate with the upper class employee, then he will feel encouraged. He will feel the active participation of himself in the department. Okay, and he will feel the sense of responsibility and enthusiasm when the superiors, mean their upper classes employees, they are listening to them or their problems. So this type of communication is preferable. Downward communication is like from top to bottom. Means when a message or a notice come from the CEO to its subordinating staff, that type of communication is known as downward communications. Okay, like your principal ma'am sends messages or instructions to you people, so that is a downward communication. When you go to your principal ma'am to discuss your problem, that is your upward communication. Okay, so downward communication, when principal ma'am is talking to you to give certain instructions, okay, to give certain assignments, to make certain appeals, so this is known as downward communication. Now next is horizontal communication. Okay, this type of communication is among the members, like I have to conduct a particular competition in the school, so I will need help of arts department, I will need the help of music department. So when different departments are communicating together to coordinate the activities, okay, of interdependent departments in an organization, so this type of communication is known as horizontal communication. So when different departments, they are communicating together, that will be known as horizontal communication. Next is your diagonal communication. Diagonal communication actually means it is diagonally, means anyone can talk with anyone. Okay, anyone can talk with anyone. Different departments and different levels of organization hierarchy, like HOD of a bank branch is trying to communicate with the cashier of another branch of the same bank. Okay, like in HDFC Rohtak, the head of the department is trying to talk with within Haryana some other branch and cashier HDFC, like you can say Panipat HDFC cashier. Okay, HOD of Rohtak HDFC is trying to communicate with Panipat HDFC cashier. Okay, this way, means anyone can talk with anyone, so that will be a diagonal communication. So third, on the basis of means we are using, we can classify the communication as verbal communication and non-verbal communication. So what is verbal communication? It takes place when you are using sounds, words or languages to communicate. Okay, so this can be verbal communication is known as spoken communication, that is classified into two parts. One is interpersonal, another one is your public speaking. Interpersonal, when two or more individuals are talking at their own level, and public speaking is when one speaker is referring to many audience. Okay, so this is public speaking. So for public speaking we need 3 P's. Firstly, you need to prepare, practice and perform. Prepare means before you have to deliver in public, you need to prepare. For practicing, you can take the help of your family members, you can stand in front of mirrors, or you can take your help of friends, and then finally you need to perform to overcome your nervousness. Okay, so another method for verbal communication is word of mouth. Like for example, you like your school very much, so Anshul sir don't need any publicity, because you yourself will be telling about the school, how good is your school. Okay, so this is word of mouth, that will act as a communication. Okay, that will be part of a verbal communication. So this type of communication is very cost effective, and customer itself plays a very important role as for the marketing. Okay, next is your non-verbal communication. Non-verbal communication means you will not speak anything, but you may indicate certain things with the help of your touch. Okay, your body language. See, if you are talking in class, while giving my lecture, I just nod my head, and through my sign language I say don't talk. Okay, so this type of symbols or my body language or my sign language can indicate many things. So that is also a part of communication, that is known as non-verbal communication. Okay, like laughing is also a part of communication. That means you are giving a positive response to someone communication. Okay, your facial expressions, you are smiling, your happiness. Okay, your body posture, if you are making eye contact, that means you are interested in the communication or the discussion. So these are a part of non-verbal communication. Okay, next is your written communication. Written communication can be formal or it can be informal. When it is formal, then you will be sending emails, articles or reports. Or informal communication, when you are sending someone messages, SMS. Okay, so written communication, formal and informal. Informal may SMS, and formal will consist of email, articles or reports. Visual communication, okay, here it visual display of information in the form of photos, signs, codes, symbols and designs. Okay, so this is your visual communication. So next we come perspectives in communication, factors that are influencing the quality of communication. Okay, first is your visual perception. Okay, sometimes the ability to see or organize, okay, may create confusions. Okay, like if I give you an example, I say which one is the bigger, line A is bigger or line B is the bigger. Just by looking at it, you will feel like line A is shorter and line B is longer, but actually the both are of same length. So this is a example for visual perception example. Okay, so next is your language. Language means if a participant he speaks and understands different languages, means I speak English and you understand Hindi. Okay, or vice versa we can say. So I must have a good translator. Okay, language can be a problem in communication. So in order to overcome this, we must have a good translator. If my translation is being done properly, then we can say the entire meaning of communication is effectively submitted to you. Okay, fine. The past experiences, sometimes we feel like you started solving a problem and you tried it for 2-3 times but you failed. So what perception you will hold according to your past experience, that I can't solve it. You tried solving maths problem, you tried solving physics problems, but you failed. You tried 2-3 times. So what past experience you are holding, that I can't solve it. So next time when someone will say try solving this physics problem or this maths problem, you will always keep this past experience in mind that I can't solve it. So you will try to believe from your past experiences that similar type of outcome will come only, other than the different results I can obtain. You will not think last time if I am not obtaining the outcome of that particular problem, तो this time I may get. No, you will think पिछली बार भी नहीं हुआ था ना, तो इस बार भी नहीं होगा. Okay, so this is a problem. Next is prejudices. Here, like if someone is talking about that boys should help in their home activities, so if someone holds a prejudice or a thought that boys should not do any type of work at household work at home, so he will not listen, he will not take interest in that communication. So whatever the communicator is trying to express will be totally failed. Okay, so this is also a problem. If feelings and mood, if you're not feeling good, if your mood is not okay, then you will not be taking part in that communication. Okay, so your acceptance attitude will not be there, your mind will be closed. Okay, you will having fatigue, so that will be a barrier in the communication process. Okay, the next problem is environmental or physical factors. Like we are talking with each other and you are having a lot of noise around you, then you will not be able to listen to me properly. Lighting is not proper, you are feeling suffocated, ventilation is not proper, then your attention towards that communication will not be proper. Okay, so these were the perspectives in communication, that the factors that are affecting the quality of communication. Okay, visual perception, language. Okay, then third is your past experiences, and then feeling or your moods or the environmental factors. Fine. Our next topic is, okay, so we'll continue next topic in our next video. Thank you.